Uh-huh.
Okay, I've started the recording.
Okay. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for our special Q&A session for people who want to know more about what the course entails. Some of you have registered already on this course. Congratulations. And some of you might be sitting on the fence. So we're here to answer any questions that you may have about the course. We have Jeanette also here, one of our mentors, to help us out to answer any questions. And
I'm going to start out with a little
mhm,
thing.
mhm.
Take it just a few minutes before we get to the questions. And by the way, if you want to ask a question when the time comes, you could just raise your hand. I think it's under what reactions or something. Uh,
Yes.
it looks different from my point of view, so I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
react, under
Under,
react, and
under
there's a raise
react.
hand.
Yeah,
I believe
you can
raise hand, yeah.
you can raise your hand and we'll call on you. But I want to just start out by saying, first of all, welcome. And I want to just say a little bit about um, my journey with the cards, um, which started really back in, I'm not sure if it was 87 or 88, 1988, 1987, but a friend, I was doing astrology and I was really loving astrology. And I was visiting some friends in California and we were at her house. And she said, you're into astrology, right? I said, yeah. She goes, here, you might be interested in checking out this book. And so she handed me this book, and it was called Sacred Symbols of the Ancients. And it was this big blue book. Uh, and she goes, look up your card and read what it says about you. And I did. I looked up my birthday in the back of the book, and I read the chapter on my card. And it honestly, it blew me away. Like I could just tell this was a real true source of knowledge, but it was so negative on my card that I threw the book down and go, this is the most negative book I've ever read in my I didn't tell her that. I just said, "Oh, thank you. That's nice." But that book left an impression on me. And a week later, I was like, I got to get that book. That thing was right on. And what really blew my mind about it was that there were 8 birthdays with my same card. Now, I had just come from doing astrology where you had to have the date, time, place, and all that. And I just couldn't imagine how is it possible for 8 birthdays like I know this is accurate for me, absolutely. It's got me nailed. But how is that possible? It just got me so excited about it. And so I finally found the book. I tried to find other books about it too, you know. I read this book from cover to cover. I looked up everybody I knew. I shared what it said about them. And, you know, it just proved itself to be so accurate. And I looked for other books and I ordered all these books on cards, and none of them were about this system. They were like, you know, card fortune telling reading books and things. They were all using playing cards, but they were completely different. So I finally gave up, you know, and I had the book. Then I moved to LA. Um, my wife and I at the time moved to LA, and my wife was a yoga teacher, and she had a lot of kind of famous clients. Like she was doing yoga with Woody Harrelson and Glenn Close and other people. And Dick Van Patten's wife, Dick Van Patten was a big, like, he had a talk show. He was very big in the talk show thing way back then. And his wife was one of her students. And she just happened to stop by for some reason. I don't know why. She came by her apartment and she saw the Sacred Symbols book on my bookshelf. And she says, oh, you have that book? There's a guy in town that's also written a book about that. And he has a class that's starting up in a week. I said, really? Oh, I was like, I was just like so amazed by that. So I got in touch with him. This was Arnie Lean. And I went to his class. I got his book. And, you know, back then in the sacred symbols, it didn't even tell you how to read your yearly spreads at all. It was just about the card, but it was so amazingly accurate. So I took this class with him and it just blew me away when I could read the spreads. And I read the spreads. He had everybody do their spreads for the year. And the cards I had in that period matched something that had happened the very day before I went to the class. And it just blew me away. Like it was just like revealing my secret that I had, to me, nobody else knew. So that got me hooked. And then it wasn't long after that that I realized uh, this is what I really want to do uh, with my life. I had been looking, I've been asking the universe, what is it I really should be doing with my life? And I realized this was it, especially after Arnie Lean died. And Arnie Lean was writing a book, a second book. His book was more like Sacred Symbols. It talked about each birthday and what they meant. His book's called What Your Card? What's Your Card? He showed me on his computer screen one day that he was writing this book that was going to show you how to do all the yearly spreads and how to read them. And so he passed away. Later, I found out he had AIDS. I didn't know he was gay. By the way, he was a Cancer 10 of clubs. And anyway, uh, I went to his funeral, and there were all these people there that were like astrologers and stuff. And I was trying to find out like who was in charge of his estate. And I was trying to offer my assistance in finishing his book and getting it published, his second book. And these people were so greedy and so weird about it. Like everybody was like, didn't want to share the information. They were like weird, really strange. So I said, well, I just said to myself, I'm going to write it myself without having his source material. And so I sat down and started writing the first book, which eventually became The Cards of Your Destiny. And I felt Arnie lean there over my shoulder, helping me the whole time. I could feel his presence. And I used that presence. I used his book, and I used Sacred Symbols as a resource to help me write the book. And that's what got me started. And, I started out really slow. I got my book printed. I had to go have them photocopied and had to get a special binder made that had the name of the book on the side because they were all spiral bound. I was spiral binding them. And I was going from bookstore to bookstore to sell these books. And then there was a mention in Sacred Symbols about this group called the Magi, the Order of the Magi. It's mentioned in the beginning of the book. And I always wondered about that. But, there was no information. So I just forgot about it. And then one day, one of my fellow students called me and said, I think I found the Magi. I think I found the Order of the Magi. I said, really? Wow, I got so excited again. So she gave me this phone number and I called him up. And it was a place in Paradise, California. And I called them up and I go, is this the Order of the Magi? And this old guy answered the phone. He goes, yep, this is the Magi, all right. He was almost 90 years old. So I was so excited. I just couldn't wait. I said, can I come visit sometime? And I arranged to come up there within a week or two. It wasn't that very long after that. And I thought, well, I'm going to learn all this card knowledge. It's going to be fantastic. I have so many questions. And I went up there and they didn't have any card knowledge. But Frank, which is the man I talked to, who was the Grand Master of the Order, he had been in the Order at the time after Olney Richmond died, and he was a numerologist. So they had not just card people, they had astrologers and they had numerologists there. So he was just a numerologist, but he got invited to join the Order of the Magi. And so anyway, they had a channel named Rose. She was also in her 80s, and she was their channel to the astral plane of the Order of the Magi. And after I'd been up there the first time, they called me up and said, we've been instructed, you have to come back up here. And it didn't really make it perfectly clear what was going to happen. But I came back up and they said they were instructed by the Magi for me to be initiated into the order as a Grand Master. And later they explained to me that I had already gone through all of this training in a previous life. It's a long story. I'm not going to tell the whole story. But all of a sudden, for me, I had just come from living in an ashram for 10 years. this whole system came together and I realized that it had a deep spiritual root to it, spiritual origin. And it just made it all like that's when I really realized this is the work that I want to do because I'd already committed to the idea that the work that I would do would be spiritual, helping people with their spiritual growth. That was what and all of a sudden I saw that the card system would actually do that. And so it all came together and I made a commitment right then. I'm going to bring this to the whole world at that time. And that was back in 1990, maybe 1889 or 90, right around there. And I've been doing it ever since. Oh, it was actually 93 when I got initiated. That's right. It was 3 years later. I'd already been doing it. Yeah. 1993 was when I got initiated. So basically they gave me the invocation to take this work and bring it to the world. And I've been doing it ever since. And along the way, I've taught so many students. And now out there in the world, there's lots of people doing the cards. And pretty much every single one of them learned it from my books or by taking classes with me. And I've seen people go off in different directions with the card knowledge. And, I don't fault them, but I find that a lot of people have taken a different direction. I think just to be different from me, just to distinguish themselves. So I feel like they've gone off track a lot with some of their theories. There's a lot of theories out there that I just don't agree with, and I don't think make sense. So in our group, in our Order of the Magi that we have reenacted now, our goal is to maintain the content of this knowledge in the way that has the most spiritual value, and that's what we're about. So the readings that we're teaching people how to do are what I like to call transformational readings, because you take the card knowledge and you're able to take it to the person you're reading for, and you're able to give them knowledge that can actually change the course of their life. And I've had many clients who have told me that their life changed for the better after the reading because the information they got was so insightful about what was really going on in their life. So everything that we're doing in this training is leading you to that place where you can do a reading where it alters the course of a person's life for the better. And we have the most advanced knowledge on the cards, the real stuff, like what's really going on inside a person, not just you can also do a reading for somebody that just wants to know when they're going to make money, when they're going to get married, whatever. You can do those readings too, but you also have the capacity for people who are willing to go deep to take them to the deepest place possible. And that's really our purpose. That's why we're doing this. And we want to see more people out there who have been properly trained and have the full knowledge, not just part of the knowledge. Okay. Not just a part that was off, that was, misinterpreted or whatever. So we provide everything to you in this course. You don't have to take any other courses from me or anybody else. I mean, almost every course on my website is contained in this course. You don't know that, but we have these 12 or 10 bonus lessons that you get. And it's things that are already courses on my website that you won't even have to take. But when I think about this training, the number one thing that I really think it distinguishes us is that we provide you a trained mentor. We've looked at other training companies and sessions. Nobody has a mentor. Lynn, I think you have a little background noise there, some baby or something. But anyway,
How's that?
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay.
You get to meet with a person that's highly trained and skilled in the cards every 2 weeks during your whole training. They're there to assist you. They're there to answer questions, to help you in any way that you need as you go. Um, and so I think that sets us apart. I mean, that's no small thing when you think about it. It's 10 months. It's at least 20, probably more like 24 or 26 meetings with a mentor, which can be anywhere from a half hour to an hour, you know. And our mentors are great. And we match you with the mentor that you have the best cards with. We match you up by your birthday with the mentor, which with whom you'll get the best training, based on our experience of doing that. Do you want to add anything to that, Lynn?
Yes, in this course, a lot of people go through their own transformations. You can go through your own transformation just by taking the course too and discovering more about yourself with the cards in the system too. Some people do the course just for themselves and they don't want to do readings for other people, but they just want to go deeper with the cards. And it really is transformational for everyone who does take the course, whether you want to help others or not. It's definitely going to help yourself.
Yeah, it's not. Some people they don't have the intention of being a reader. They just want to learn everything there is to learn about the cards, and they're welcome. You're welcome to do that too. But we do
Mhm.
give you this knowledge that if you ever decide to be a reader, you'll be the most well-equipped reader there is. So, so
And you can add this with your other tool sets too. Some people use it with astrology, like Robert does. Some people use it with tarot. I use it with tarot. And other people use it with numerology, or even Jeanette use it with her own healing, modalities.
I've
So it's a
seen
great tool to add to your kit. Mhm.
I've seen people use it with feng shui. Even no, seriously.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, whatever knowledge you already have, whatever tool you already use, this will only even massage people. They have found ways because there are ways to look at the cards and look at health stuff, and I've had students of all different kinds of healing professions say they combine the cards with their healing profession. So now it's time to have any question. We're here to answer any question you have about the training. Um, Everything is on the website, but maybe it's not explained as fully as you'd like. So feel free to raise your hand and we will call on you and we'll have a conversation
There's a question from Justel in the chat.
in the
She
chat.
said, "It's a 14-month pay plan only for members?" No, it's for everyone. Actually, we just it's expired, but you jumped the gun already. But I am offering it for you guys. It's going to be still available for you guys if you want to do the 14-month, payment plan with the webinar special. I'm going to offer it to you guys still. Okay. Yay. I'll send you the link. I'll give you the link in the chat right now too. Any other questions? Go ahead, raise your hands. Okay. It's in the chat there. That's the link to access the course. And you don't have to remember, but once you join and enroll in our course, you will be a member of our network if you aren't yet.
Yeah, we have a private network. It's like a Facebook group page, but it's private and it's all card people. And you'll be a member of that. You'll be a member of the group that's taking the course, but you'll also be a member of the wide community where you can share and read. There's a lot of resources on there too, a lot of free resources.
And if you decide to enroll with full payment, you also have extra bonuses with that, with the full payment, with the time cards, and also an extra year of the software and the Science of Number ebook. So there's more bonuses with the full payment if you decide that route.
Yeah, you get 2 years of the online software instead of one
Mhm.
year. You get a copy
Mhm.
of the time card software to use, which tells you the card for the hour of your birth. Yeah, and I think it does the minute of your birth. It's been a while since I looked at it. Um, but it has other cool features that you would like. It's kind of fun. Um, and then you also get the Science of Numbers ebook.
Okay, Kate would like to know, can you tell me more about the course content format? Is it videos or text? Yes, we have who presents?
It's
Okay, so
mostly it's mostly videos, but it has text too.
Mhm.
Some of the third course has text, audio files, and a book that you get sent to you.
We, so let's see. We have a platform that we have where the course platform, when you join, you will be enrolled in it and you will see it's a time-based. We have 4 modules. The first module is the Art of Card Interpretation course. Each module has 2.5 months where you can finish it. Okay, and you will be tested at the end of them. The second module is the Mastery of Card Science, where you learn how to read the cards by using the grand solar spreads, the life spreads, the spiritual spread, and then each year that's quadrated. You'll learn to quadrate.
The second module is where you learn to read it the ancient way, which is the way I
Mhm.
learned it from Arnie Lean. It's more complicated, but it gives you more information. And after you take that second module, you'll know how to take a deck of cards and create the entire system from scratch, just with a deck of cards.
Yeah, you can learn to read without the software. Mhm.
Yeah, that's true.
And you, and then you can also get the Advanced Oracle workbook where all the grand solar spreads, the quadrated for each year of your life, everyone's life is there with access. You can access that. That's included.
Yeah.
The third module is how to perform transformational card readings. And that's a lot of information there where Robert breaks down. We have recordings, audios of each card and their issues that is discussed.
So like
And
every card has like if it's your birth card or your ruling card, okay, every single card has a certain karma associated with it that leads you as a reader, if you know how to read it, it can tell you what's going on internally for the person that you're reading for. Like, what is the source of this behavior that is a repeating pattern in the life of the person? And there's audio discussions that you get to listen to for each card in the deck, as well as a book that you can only get through this course that I mail to you at that time. It's called The Art of Transformational Card Reading. Yeah,
yeah, and it's not published anywhere.
that's
Only
right.
people who are students of this course can receive it, or who take this course can receive it. Okay. And then the fourth module is doing the live readings. You have a chance to do 2 live readings, and the way that Robert teaches you how to do this
Yeah, we do it.
transformation.
There,
Mhm.
it's this is the like we consider this the most important part of the whole training because now you take all this knowledge that you've gained and now you're going to put it you're going to see how the rubber meets the road with it. So we take our time in that fourth uh fourth section to make sure that you picked the right client, that you've done a reading plan, that it's very, very detail oriented, and you do 2 readings. The first reading your mentor will listen to and give you feedback on, and they may listen to your second one depending on how well you did on the first one. If you did really well in the first one, they will just have a discussion with you about your second reading, but not actually listen to it. Yeah.
So a lot of people come into this course, or they said they've been doing readings for how many years, or to study the cards for how many years already, but the readings, the way they've been doing readings is not the way Robert does readings. Okay. A lot of people have done readings where they give everybody the meaning of all their yearly card spreads, and that takes a lot of time, and that is not a reading. That's giving information, and that can be overwhelming for clients you read for. That's too much information. That's not a
Yeah.
transformational
Yeah.
card reading, and that takes more than an hour. That's a kind of a waste of time, and then your client might feel overwhelmed and disconnected. That's not how we teach people to do readings. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, Lynn. It's like
Mhm.
I don't want to give it away exactly how we do it on this call, but the way we do it is way more effective, and your client will walk away feeling like they really got something of value. Instead of, wow, you just blew my mind with a ton of information. I have no idea what the hell you were talking about.
Yeah. And that's why majority of people who do readings, that's the way they do it before they do this course. Not
Yeah.
recognize, not
They don't know
realizing.
any better, and that's how they approach it. They just think that's how it's done. It's no fault of their own. I mean, I could see them. Everybody makes that assumption that, well, I got to tell somebody all about all their cards. Okay, so when do you get access to the software? On September 1st. Is there a trial we can look at the software? No, but you can go get it yourself for a month. It'll cost you $30 to get both programs for a month. Um, and then it's going to be free after the course starts. Um, this is the online software. It's the version that does not do reports because you don't need reports to do this course. This course, it gives you the software that you need to complete this course. So,
Mhm.
good
And
question.
every month we have a Q&A, question and answer, with Robert and the mentors, where you can send in your questions ahead of time, and we answer your questions about the cards, even share what you're going through in your life, and it helps everybody learn too. So it's a lot of great questions
Yeah,
and
you definitely want
things
to
that. Mhm.
you definitely want to insert your life into this. Like when you meet with your mentor, it's really good to talk about what's going on in your own life and see how they would answer those some of those questions for you about your life because now you're learning how to read for others in the most effective way. Okay. And we do
And the
have,
mentors. Oh,
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead, Robert.
I'm just going to say, and we do our approach to readings, it's like I said earlier, it's really spiritually based. We want people to grow, not just to get like a mental blowjob, with information. We want them to uh, have this knowledge do something good in their life. Okay.
Yeah, because yeah, for me, being at Eight of Hearts and Ten of Clubs, it's a lot of information, but mental. I wasn't very mental, but the cards to me feels like helps me feel like I can get into my heart. Helps me get into my heart more, actually. It really helps me get into my heart more. And that's what we want, the balance of the masculine and the feminine, the mind and the heart. And that's where the transformation happened when you tap into those two areas, balance it out. And each month we have a Q&A. I did say that, right? And you can tell the mentors. The mentors will help you. This is what I was trying to say. The mentors will help you look at your own charts throughout this whole session, what's going on in your life. You can look at your own. They can help you do readings for you if, when there's time in the mentoring sessions too. They will help guide you in your life too. It's like you're getting a whole 10-month worth of readings
It just happens now.
when learning.
It happens
Yeah.
organically,
Hmm. Hmm.
because you'll see with the mentors that they're here to serve you and that in serving you, whatever comes up, they're there for. So
Hmm.
the cards, Sylvain asks, do you make connection between the cards and astrology? Yeah, we do. We have a bonus lesson about the cards and astrology. It's I should warn you, there is no direct translation, but there are things that when you learn how to read the grand solar spread, you're going to be able to actually know the birthday of a person, and you can guess pretty accurately what you're going to find in their astrological chart. Okay. That's, I'm just telling you, I have actually been able to do that a lot, and knowing both cards in astrology. So, I share with people what I know, some of the things I've learned. So that's part of it. We have it, but it's not emphasized because we're really here to teach you the cards. That's what we're really doing there.
Any other questions? Jeanette, would you like to add anything?
My Wi-Fi is in and out, so just in case if I freeze. Um, uh, I just wanted to elaborate a little bit on what Lynn was saying about self-discovery. And it really does give you a deep dive into what your identity really is, what you truly identify with. And my situation, triple two of clubs, so a little brainiac there thing going on. And just knowing my first karma card and knowing how that affected how it helped me with my perception of life and how it probably affected me more than I wanted to admit. So that
Yeah.
was really cool.
When we get ourselves involved in something, especially sacred knowledge, it's going to accelerate our growth. It just has to, because we're giving it to other people and it's going to be given back to us. Okay. So a lot of people are surprised that their own spiritual growth accelerates during the course while they're taking the course. Things happen. Justeel?
It's just but
Justel.
I I had a question about the schedule. I know that we're going to meet with the mentors twice a month. How often will we meet as a group together, like weekly or?
Once a month on Saturday at noon,
Okay. So
Eastern
that's
time. Eastern time.
okay. So that would be my time.
Third Saturday, it's usually the third Saturday of each month. Okay.
Okay.
And with your mentor, you set up the time that works best for both of you, so it could be anytime. Depends on where your mentor is, where you are. You guys figure that out together.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we do have group studies sometimes where we, just pop up group studies where we can study things together too throughout the course.
Yeah,
It's
Jeanette
not.
likes to hold group studies, and
Mhm.
everybody loves them. They get to talk about their cards together. They get to ask more questions. It's just really good.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're
You're
welcome.
welcome. Kate asks, I wonder, Robert, if you are aware of the human design system, and if so, I wonder what each system gives or where the differences are. Good
Okay.
question.
I've been exposed to human design. A friend of mine is really into it. She just raves about it. So, I checked it out, and it turns out that I'm what is it? I forget what it's called. What's receptor?
I'm a manifesting generator, and you are probably a re
What's it called? A receptor or something? It's
something like, yeah,
the most rare one. Okay, so that made sense to me.
reflector.
Reflector, thank you. That made sense to me. I mean, it really jived with my life experience. But then she went into like, I asked her, can you do relationship readings with this way of doing it? She said, yeah. And she showed me how it worked. And it did not match at all with any of my experiences in relationship. There was no, it just didn't jive at all. So my impression of human design is like any other tool out there, it's who's interpreting it that matters, like the interpretation that you're being given. Okay. Like it's either accurate or it's not. And you have to test it out on yourself first. The reflector part made perfect sense. I didn't go any farther into it after that. So for me, but I always check things out before I just believe in them. I always recommend people don't believe in my books, don't believe in this system, see if it fits your life. And if it does, then proceed. It blew me away. So I've been with it ever since. So I think it's still a little young, the human design. I think their interpretations are getting better and better. And as new people come in that have that gift, this gift of like understanding how to interpret the astrological stuff in that way, I think it'll get better and better, is my feeling about it. It doesn't correlate to this system as far as I know in any way, but who knows? Someday they may all match up or something, in some way.
I would like to add, I'm familiar with the human design too, and I looked in my stuff. Yeah, a lot of it's true. Uh, I feel though that the Destiny card system is much easier to learn, much simpler to learn, and is so much more accurate from what I believe. It's so much more easier to learn. It's so simple. It's like crazy, but it's so accurate. So I think, I have people who have learned the human design too, and it's a lot of information, and it didn't make logical sense for me. And I'm very logical in that sense too. But the Destiny cards is a science. It's a science. You can't deny, with the quadration and stuff too. Mhm.
Whatever system you are attracted to, always be willing to test it. Like the first book ever written about this card system is called The Mystic Test Book because it can be tested. That was the whole reason it was called the Mystic Test Book, because you can test it and you can see for yourself, is this fitting my experience or not? And everybody should have that responsibility. You shouldn't just believe what you read. There's a lot of really crappy astrology books out there. There's a lot of crappy card books out there. Okay. I'm not saying they all are, but there are some that are just, people just don't know what they're doing. So be willing to test it for yourself. Make sure it's accurate for you before you give your belief over to that, if you do. Okay. The card system, as I've learned it, has never failed. It's always been accurate for me. So I continue to support it. and to promote it.
And Sylvain asked, how long do we have to send back the initial assessment test? Oh yeah, so for some of you who have not joined yet, we do have a questionnaire that you answer. That way we get your information, your birthday, and then we match you with the correct the best mentor for you. And then we also have an assessment test. It's not a pass or fail or anything. We just want to know where you're at the moment. Uh, and then so we can see,
We want to know how
it's just
much
to
card
see.
knowledge you have,
Mhm, mhm.
and we got some hard questions in there for to see if you're one of the advanced students or more intermediate or beginner. Just want to find out where you are.
Yeah.
So we
And
can serve it.
so when do we want that course? Yes, we want it. What your mentor is going to go over that test with you within the first few weeks of the course start. So have
Of
it,
September.
yeah, so have it done as soon as possible. And some of the students have taken the assessment test and they've been studying the cards with just the books and the software for many years. And they are surprised with this assessment test, like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I didn't know as much as I thought I knew more than this, and I couldn't answer the questions. So by the end of the course,
It's
you
got some tricky questions on there. I want to warn you ahead of time. So it's not there to embarrass you. It's not there to prove that you don't know anything. It's just there to show you that there's a lot that can be learned, and it shows us how much you know so we can tailor your experience to your level. Yeah.
and then by the end of the course, you're going to know all the answers
Oh
to your
yeah, you'll know all
questions.
the answers.
Hmm. Yeah, and people are just surprised because been studying for decades, and like, oh, I think there's more to learn than this that I thought I knew. Okay, so yes, lots to learn still.
Okay, Justel.
This is my last question. So I'm kind of glad you cleared that up because I've had the books for a long time and I know that I don't know every card verbatim. So my question was kind of like if I don't like I don't know the books that well, is it okay if we still take the course?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, but
Okay.
you need to know the basics of how to do a reading. You need to have followed the instructions in the beginning of the Cards of Your Destiny book
Right.
and done your yearly reading. That's really all you need to know.
Okay. I do my
Okay.
yearly reading all the time.
Yeah, we'll take you from there
Mhm.
and we'll take you to places you never dreamed possible.
And there are people who've taken the course who hardly knew anything. They jumped right in and they just like gung ho, like I'm gonna do this, and they were dedicated and they still finish. Like
Yeah.
you could still finish the course and still be, oh, okay, I learned so much. I'm glad I did this course.
Yeah. By the way, we estimate that the average person will need to spend about 2 hours a week to complete this course. Okay, so you'll have to squeeze into your schedule 2 hours a week. If you can do that, you got plenty of time to finish and to do this course and to participate in it.
And what else? There was something I was going to say about, I'll come back to me.
Okay, who else? Come on, let's go. Get your questions out there. This is your time. We're here for you. So, but whatever we can answer for you.
I just wanted to mention that all the Q&As and everything are recorded also. So if you do miss a class,
Mm.
you can go back and listen to it. So in which case you might have to add another hour to that 2 hours a week.
Yes,
And well, the Q&As too are not required for certification.
that's
There's
right.
just added bonuses,
Yeah.
right? You can do the whole course without attending the Q&As, but
And
but there's so
you'll
much
still
golden nuggets. There's so
you'll
many golden nuggets in the
you'll still
Q&As.
pass and everything, but you'll be sorry you missed out because there's so much information that comes out because people have really interesting questions to ask, questions that we might not have thought about when we made the course. So it's really to your advantage to show up for the Q&As. But again, to pass, you don't have to. And you don't even need any, and none of the bonus lessons are required to pass the course even, and those are all recorded courses where I talked about, relationships, all kinds of things. There's 10 of them. Okay.
Mhm.
So far, we've had 30 people each time we've done the course. This year, we're not sure how many we're going to have. We're still counting. So usually have about 30.
Mhm. Any other questions?
And we have like, I don't know, 8 mentors, something like that.
11,
11 mentors. Okay.
maybe more.
Oh yeah, I don't know how many mentors we have.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have everybody gets a mentor and they get somebody that's we think the best, most compatible with them as a mentor. Yeah.
Okay, Sylvan asked, I guess we can also leverage the chat and discussions from the fellowship platform, right? Yes, we have the course platform where you can interact with each other too. Yes, and post questions, communicate on the course. It's a group where like we learn to connect with each other in that platform. It's like our own
Discuss your experiences.
share.
Yeah, share. I mean, all kinds of stuff gets shared.
Yeah. So yes, so then
Things you
it's a great,
discovered,
yeah.
most people share like about their life experience and how the cards reflect that. That's what most of the sharing ends up being. But we're not putting any qualification on it. You can share about almost anything. So
Yeah, and that platform, that the course, it's a card science fellowship network that we're in, and that course is in that. And then you can also use it as you can download the app for it, and then you have access on your phone too.
yeah, it has an app. It's called Mighty Networks is the platform that we're on. And they have an app. It's very advanced and they keep making improvements to it all the time. But even the way it is right now, it's just great. We don't have any complaints about it at all.
Any other questions?
Good questions, by the way, you guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, and each year it gets better and better. I feel like the more the more you learn about yourself and connect with other people with the same mindset, it's just you learn exponentially more with being with like-minded people in this system.
Yeah.
We learn from each other, not just by ourselves. You study by yourself, it's a little more limited. Where you learn with other people and understand their cards, it just opens up a whole bigger picture for you. Okay. How many years?
I ran this
Go ahead.
training for 5 years and then I quit. And this was about, I don't know, 12, 15 years ago. And then we started it again 4 years ago. So this will be our 5th year.
It's more organized now, right, Robert?
Oh, way more. Yeah, way more. Well, with Mighty Networks too, it makes it all so easy because everything's all in one place. All your lessons are in one place. All the recordings are in one place. It's just very easy. And you'll have all the recordings of you have the recordings of all of the bonus lessons, recordings of all of our Q&A sessions, and you'll have them, and then you have the recordings that come with each of the 4 courses that you're going to be taking and tested on. And all of those will be available to you at any time. So, yeah, we like it.
You have access, lifetime access.
Yeah, we can't even think of anything else to give you, really. We think we've covered all the bases.
Okay, so assessments. Can you tell us more about the assessments to give us a feel for what is involved? Okay, so the first assessment is just where you are, the assessment, right?
The assessment test.
All the tests. Okay, the first one is assessment test is showing us where you are. There's many questions on it, all for all levels, and that's pass or fail. For the module 1,
wait a minute,
it's going to be.
You said pass or fail.
There's no pass or fail. I said there's no pass or fail.
Yeah, make sure.
There's no pass or fail. It's just to see where you're at. I tell people have fun with it. You can have fun. Module 1 for the art of card interpretation. There's a multiple choice test. And
all of the tests, by the way, all the tests are open book tests.
Except for the second one, the mastery card science one.
Well, it's open book, but you can't use.
No software.
You can't use the software in that because it's teaching you how to do it without the software. So we even actually kind of test you to make sure you didn't use the software because we don't want you to cheat and miss out on learning how to do the system from scratch on your own. So you might call it not an open book test, but as far as the book goes, it's open,
Yeah, so in module two for Master Card Science and the Art of Card Interpretation, those are written tests where you write out the answers, and each test you will go over with your mentor, even the assessment tests to help you.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
going to review that test with you, talk about what you missed, and you're going to learn a lot just from knowing what the answers are to those questions. The ones that you might have missed, you're going to learn a lot from that.
You
So
got to remember the ones you missed. That's how you
yeah,
learn.
you probably will. Probably will.
Mhm.
Good question.
Any other questions?
What's your cards, Kate, Sylvain? What are your guys' cards? Just curious, because you got a lot of good questions. Oh, ace of spades, Sylvain. Okay.
Oh,
Oh, and two of spades, six of clubs. Okay. Smarty pants.
yes. One of my mentee was an ace of spades, and
Both ace of spades, both ace
yeah.
and two of spades are really smart people. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. She one of my ace of spades mentee, she aced all the tests. She like knew all the answers. I was like, wow, she knew the system.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You'd be surprised which some cards you wouldn't think that they would be intelligent until you understand how the karma cards and everything and their life spread works. And then you realize, oh, wow. Yeah, I can see now why this person would be super smart. You know,
Yeah.
Ace of Diamonds. Yeah, that's one of my cards. Yeah. Ace of Diamonds is going to do this course so they can make some money.
That's true.
How am I going to make money at this? Let me see. Oh my God, I think I can make a lot of money here.
But it's if it's something you love, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I'm a double diamond. What do you think? I told God I had sort of like an agreement with God. I said, listen, I want to do this work, but I don't want to struggle financially doing it. So make sure, that I don't need to be rich, but I don't want to be poor either, and doing this card work. And it's been good. I never had to really struggle financially doing this work.
Any other questions? Anything to add?
Now, our bonuses, did they expire today or when do they expire? Or are there any bonuses that are expiring soon, Len?
They had expired, but now that if you yeah, I just offered them the webinar special still, the 14-month, and you will get the astrology classes and the calendar if you decide to. When you enroll again, you will get the the Destiny calendar, right? The
The
cards
Destiny
each day.
calendar, it's your Google Calendar and it shows you your cards for the day on there. And you can click on them and the meeting comes up. So you can kind of use it for planning. Okay. We charge $10 a month for that, but we're going to give that to you as a bonus for a year.
And then the astrology class about
And then
the
two astrology.
fundamentals.
If you want an introduction to astrology, which I highly recommend that everybody who does the card should eventually do astrology. And you'll find out that the way I teach it, it's easy to understand. It's way easier than if you go out and just get a book somewhere, because the books, there's so many books and they always fight with each other about this and that. And I teach it in a very simple, matter of fact way. So you get like the first two lessons of our like year-long course as a bonus.
Mhm. Great.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Jeanette.
so I'm giving you guys offering the bonuses too still. Those bonuses are still available if you decide to when you decide to
How long would they be available to them, Lynn?
before I guess before the deadline. The deadline to enroll is the 26th, which is Tuesday. Okay. Last day is to enroll is Tuesday. Mm-hmm.
Tuesday. Okay. So you
Mm-hmm.
guys, then now you know what the parameters are.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Seven of hearts, Sylvain, yeah. And diamond, seven of diamonds, decanate. Very good. Very good. Very good.
All right.
That's
Any
got a
other
lot of
questions?
that birthday has a lot of relationship karma there, Sylvain. You already know that, I'm sure. Between that seven of hearts and and ace of spades. Yeah. You're going to know all of that. You're going to know everything about every card. I love this. That's what I love about this system. I meet somebody, I'm like, I know this person. I know what's going on. I just love that. And that comes with just using it for a while, you know, get to a
Oh,
point, you know.
yeah. Definitely
Okay.
helps with the relationship.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And you'll know what's really there to work on relationship wise. You'll know your own inside scoop, basically. That's a beautiful thing. There's a lot of us cards have relationship issues. Uh, I'm right on the top of that list.
Okay.
Well, it's been a pleasure, you guys. Thank you for being here and thank you for participating. Not all of you asked a question, but I hope you got your questions answered. It's good to see you, Melvin. I haven't seen you in a while. Melvin came to my house in North Carolina and took a course many years ago and has been in touch since then. So it's good to see you, Melvin.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely day or evening wherever you are in the world. And we hope to see you in the course that starts on September 1st. And if you do join, the welcome kickoff call will be September 6th at noon Eastern time. It's a welcome. I'm going to show you how to use the course platform, how to, you're going to meet the mentors. So much fun we're going to have. And then the first call for the Q&A will be September 20th. Saturday at noon at Eastern time. Yep, on the 20th of September. Okay, the 6th of September and the 20th of September.
And if you
okay?
join, you'll get all these announcements for that. You won't have
Yep.
to remember that right now. So
Yeah. All right.
It was a
Have a
pleasure, you
lovely.
guys.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Bye-bye.
Bye.